This is Niv Leibowitz. He's here to give us a parsha share, and he was joined by another scholar just came in. But Niv is a student at Yeshiva Seli Melch. He studied in the past in Israel for 2 years. He's a tremendous scholar. And okay, Niv, please.
Okay, so this week's parsha, Hukat Balak, and the second half of the parsha, there is Balak who hires Bilaam to curse the Jewish people. And let's go to a pasuk in the middle of the story where we have Bilaam telling Balak to stay by the altars that are built, and then Bilaam says that he is going somewhere. So let's look at the pasuk. It's chapter Perek Chav Gimel pasuk Gimel. And there's the machine here if anyone wants. Does anyone want to read the pasuk Gimel? Here you go. Perek Chav Gimel pasuk Gimel. Okay, so I'll read. Vayomer Bilaam el Balak, v'neh li v'zeh shiva. Vayomer Bilaam leBalak, יתייצב על עולתך ואליך, אולי יקרא אדוני לקראתי, ודבר מה יראני והגדרתי לך, וילך שפי. So let's focus on the last part of the verse. What does it mean, vayelech shefi? So does anyone have any suggestions to what that means?
Well, I'm reading Rashi.
No, you're not allowed to look at Rashi.
Why not?
You have to try to figure out the
You're interrupting. Okay, go on.
Yeah. So
I think it means he went with a bad intention.
Okay, that's a good perush. Now there can be more. Does anyone else have any ideas?
What does shefi mean? I don't know what that word means.
So that's the question. Like the question, what does it mean?
Tell what's special about that word.
That it's the only time it appears in Tanakh.
Is that the only time it appears?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a hapax legomena.
Yes. You know Latin, Rabbi. Wow.
So we can read. So it's Rashi's interpretation. We can read that. Here it says, "Vayelech shefi ketagmor yichidav lashon shofi v'shaket she'en imo ela shtika." So to go alone, and so that's how Rashi interprets it. That he goes off alone to get the prophecy from God. And I'd like to share a story about my grandfather, of when he was in yeshiva, and
what was his name?
Elchanan.
This is your father's mother, or your father's father, or your mother's father?
My father's father.
My father.
Yeah. Which yeshiva?
Nativ Meir.
Wow. Okay, what?
So the rabbi told everyone to pair up in chavruta and go learn. And then my grandfather, he liked learning on his own more. So he didn't go pair up. And then the rabbi came up to him and he said, "Oh, who's your chavruta? Who did you pair up with?" And he said, "Shefi." And
amazing.
The rabbi didn't know anyone in the yeshiva named Shefi, so he went to go check the list of names of everyone in the yeshiva, and he saw that there was no Shefi. So he went to my grandfather. He said, "There's no one in the yeshiva named Shefi. What does that mean?" So then he said, "Go look up Rashi on this verse and in Parshat Balak." And then the rabbi did, and he came back. And so, but here in the yeshiva, we can learn alone, or we can learn in chavruta.
Yes.
And that's what really builds community, and that's what I'd like to talk about now, and to zoom out on really who was Bilaam. So at first glance, Bilaam can seem like a very positive character. Chazal say about him in Sifrei Dvarim, they compare him to Moshe. Velo kam navi b'Yisrael k'Moshe, aval b'umot kam ve'eze ze Bilaam ben Bo. And there shall not rise in Israel again a prophet such as Moses, but among the nations there did rise. And who was he? Bilaam the son of Beor. And in the later Midrash, he's also compared to Moshe. And even from the text of the Psukim, he recognizes God. So that can seem already very, very positive. But
despite being pressured to curse, he keeps telling him, I will do only what God tells me to do.
yes,
So that also shows kind of independence, character, that he's being persuaded with riches and gold, but he said, no, I'm going to do what God says. I'm going to do what God says. And even in the third blessing, so-called curse, it seems to say that he's doing it on his own. If you compare the first two, it's like God is prophesying, but in the third one, it's almost like he himself wanted to do it.
yeah. So it connects to his. It seems like its own. It's a positive. But there's also another view where later on in Sefer Bamidbar, the Bnei Israel commit the sin of sleeping with the Midianite women. And a couple chapters after that happens, the Torah actually says that Bilaam is the one who came up with this plan. So if you want to open Bamidbar, Perek, Lamed Aleph, Pasuk, Tet, Vav.
Okay, got it.
So there it says,
I don't think you mean Lamed Aleph Tet Vav.
Oh, the killers?
I don't think you mean Lamed Aleph Tet Vav.
sorry,
Tet Zayin. Tet Zayin.
Tezain. Yeah, Tezain. Tezain, yeah. ואם הפר יפר אותם אחרי שמעו ונשא את הבנה, wait.
כן היא נא היו בני ישראל בדבר בלעם ולמסור מעל ועד שם על דבר פרעה ותהיה המגפה ועדת השם. So the advice came from Bilaam.
Yes. So there he
What verse is that?
Chapter 31, verse 16. And in the Torah that Bilaam is the one who gave him advice.
yeah.
To
And
sin.
yes, to sin. And Chazal also say about him in Mishnah Sanhedrin that he does not get a share in the world to come. So we have this tension of him being a first positive, but really later he is the one who causes the sin of the Midianites. And Rabbi Jonathan Sachs connects this to the Gemara that describes what was Bilam's sin. It's connected to his name. So what does his name sound like? The letters Bet Lamed Ein Mem. So the Gemara says that it's Bilaam. He is without a nation. And Rabbi Sachs emphasizes that he didn't have any loyalty to a certain nation or a certain cause. He was a prophet for hire. Any to the highest bidder who would say, come bless this people or come curse these people, that's who Bilam followed. And we see that in the opening part of the parsha where it says that whoever he blesses is blessed and whoever is curses is cursed. Meaning that he did not have any loyalties to a cause. It was just whoever convinced him, whoever paid him the most. And that is when we can compare him to Moshe. When the Torah says that Moshe was loyal.
He's trusted.
Yeah, he's trustworthy. And he's loyal to Bnei Israel. He prayed on Bnei Israel's behalf in the golden calf and after all their sins in the midbar. And he prayed on behalf of Miriam. After
he even asked God to erase him from the book. If you're planning to destroy the people of Israel, then erase me from your book.
Yes. So that's really his loyalty to the Jewish people and praying on their behalf. And that is what really, I think, builds community. When we have loyalty to each other, when we push each other, we challenge each other. And that's what we see in the bracha, the most famous line, Ma tovu olecha Yaakov Israel. What is so great about the community of Bnei Israel is that they're loyal to each other. And that connects back to Shefi, how Bilam was really Shefi when Rosh's expedition, he's alone. So Bilam is alone, he's not loyal to anyone. And that's what ultimately led to his sin. So that's Rav Sachs' answer of Bilam's sin. And I'd like to add a little twist to it, that you need loyalty to people, but blind loyalty to ideology, that is actually also something negative. And we can really see that also with Bilam, because Bilam actually, he asks God if he should go with the people of Balak twice. And both times, one time, and then there's the story of the donkey. And then Bilam asks him again after the story of the donkey, should I go with these people? And God says yes. And really what Bilam should have done there was maybe question God and question what God's wishes were, and say, maybe this isn't the right thing I should be doing. Maybe I shouldn't be going with these people. And we see that example with Avram, who he questioned God when it came to stone. Hashofet koral mishpat, will the judge of the earth not do justice? So I think that's really two lessons that we can take from here, that we need loyalty to community and loyalty to each other. And I think we really have that here at Yeshiva Melech. And may we continue to grow and push each other, but also ask questions and not have blind loyalty.
Anybody want to give a question to Niv? Adin?
I got my own stuff, but
Oh, you got your own
I
Torah?
got a whole. I didn't realize I actually have a shear